Hello and welcome back to the Sensei's Kitchen Top, where we play casual Magic the Gathering and other such games. Today we are bringing you something completely different as we are playing a format called Judge's Tower. This format has players sharing a large deck packed with difficult interactions. Each player has no starting hand, infinite life, and infinite mana. You must cast spells and activate abilities as soon as you legally can. For example, instants have to be played in the draw step. You must attack and block with all creatures able to do so, and you lose if your opponent calls you on a game's rules violation. A few other rules include only activating abilities or casting spells once per turn. This is relevant for flashback spells and abilities that don't require tapping, and X is always 5. We've changed a few rules from the original rule set, which will be linked below. Once someone loses a round, all cards outside of the library are exiled, and we play again in a best of 3 match. You can check out the description for a more detailed rule set and the deck list I am currently running, but without further ado, let's get to the game.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1, I'm going to cast a Gavany Unhallowed, which is 2/4 whenever another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on it, so no effects. Go through my turn, pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Cast Fairy Artisans.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Right, untap, upkeep, no effects, draw. It's an instant, so I cast it now. I'm going to cast Return, Whiplash Trap, return 2 creatures to their owner's hands. And we're going to return both of these to our hands. It goes to my graveyard. Main phase 1, cast Gavany Unhallowed again. And that will be my turn. Pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1, Fairy Artisans. And also in main phase 1, Mana Retriever.
Yeah.
Pass turn.
Okay, untap, upkeep, no effects, draw. Main phase 1, cast Clackbridge Troll, ETB trigger, ETB trigger. So mine will go on the stack first, so yours will resolve first. So you'll get a copy of Clackbridge Troll,
Which will then trigger its ability.
which will go on the stack, meaning that resolves before mine, so I'll get 3/0/1 white goats.
Then I get the 0/1 white goats first though.
I believe I do because mine trigger goes on the stack, Fairy Artisans goes on the stack.
Yeah,
that resolves first.
That resolves, and then
you get a token which then goes on the stack.
On top of that.
So then resolves first again, right?
Yeah, so I get the tokens first.
No, because the Clackbridge Troll gives your opponents the goats.
Oh.
Yeah. So I get 3/0/1 white goats. And then mine resolves, giving you 3/0/1 white goats.
Sick.
No other effects. Go to combat, trigger. You may sacrifice a creature, so you must. If a player does, tap
I'll do
this,
that, yeah.
Gain 3 life and draw a card. What creature are you going to sacrifice?
I will sacrifice Fairy Artisans.
Okay, so this taps, I gain 3 life, dots on there, draw a card. Move to declare attackers. Swing in with Gavany Unhallowed.
Yep. I will block with Mana Retriever. And then it
goes to damage.
Yep, goes to damage. This dies. I return an artifact from my graveyard to my hand, and I don't have any.
Fizzles, wonderful, wonderful. Second main, cast a Phyto Titan. End step, go.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Drowl, new Lich Lord.
Fun times.
Okay, that's quite nice. Going to combat. doing anything?
So you've got a Clackbridge Troll trigger, so I'm going to sacrifice a creature. And I am going to sacrifice my Clackbridge Troll, which is then going to trigger Gavany Unhallowed. Which, resolves No. Yours resolves first because this is part of the ability, right? So it has to resolve because it's already in the process of resolution. I think that's how it works. We'll go with yes.
Okay, cool.
So that taps, you gain 3 life, and draw a card. And then my trigger resolves, or is still on the stack. Any response?
No.
Wonderful. Get a counter, and yes, please
Continue with combat, so I swing with these.
I'm going to block with my 3 goats.
So that's nothing happens, right?
Nothing happens, yep.
Cool. Then main phase 2. I discard all cards in my hand, then draw that many cards.
Very nice.
And I'm writing thinking flashback. I don't have to do it this turn, I do it next turn.
Yeah, because you've already cast that spell this turn.
Cool. Pass turn.
Right. Untap. Upkeep, no effects. Draw for turn. Main phase 1. I'm going to cast Ujatai's Summons. This is going to be the 2/2. So I get a 2/2 monk with flying. I'm going to exile that. So it gets rebound. No other effects in main phase. Begin combat, no triggers because Clackbridge Troll is dead. Swing in with the team.
I will block Phyto Titan with Drown Loop. Yeah, happy to go to damage.
Take 3 from there, take 0 from there. These 2, this one dies. And you have to sacrifice
7.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you just sacrifice everything, yeah. Delayed trigger goes on the stack there. Trigger here. Tapped opponent's control. Okay. I believe that's everything, so I'm gonna say go.
Cool. Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Do I have to cast things for their evoke costs?
Yeah, because it will be an ability on the card.
Cool. So I will evoke this. So it enters. Sacrificed. When it enters the battlefield, I destroy target non-artifact, non-block creature. So I will destroy that.
A Jinn. When it dies, and it's not on token, so I get another trigger there.
Then I will flashback.
We remember
Shattered Perception.
Yeah.
Discard all cards in my hand and draw that many cards.
And that exiles. Wonderful.
And pass turn.
Alright, okay. Untap, upkeep. I have 2 effects. I have Phyto Titan's delayed trigger and I have the rebound. I'm going to stack them with Phyto Titan on the bottom and cast rebound. Ujatai's Summons. Or I'll do it as Ujatai's Summons first and then Phyto Titan because that's both technically. Yeah. So Ujatai's Summons, I get another 2/2 monk. Phyto Titan bounces back, tapped, under my control. Go to draw. Main phase 1, cast Apprentice Necromancer. Combat, swinging with my Gavany Unhallowed and my 3 goats because this has Summoning Sickness still.
Yep, take the damage.
Pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Time Stream Navigator.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. I activate Apprentice Necromancer. So I sacrifice it as cast, return target creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. That creature gains haste at the beginning of the next end step. Sacrifice it. So I tap it, sacrifice it as part of the cost. I'm targeting Clackbridge Troll. Trigger goes on the stack, which will resolve first. And then Apprentice Necromancer resolves. Return this to the graveyard to the battlefield. BTB trigger, you get 3 more goats. Draw. Almost forgot my draw step. Still in my draw step, I'm going to cast Think Twice to draw a card. Main phase 1. Cast Frostwind Invoker. I'm going to activate it to give all my creatures flying until end of turn. Oh, I lost. Forgot my Gavinian Hallowed trigger with the Apprentice Necromancer, sacrificing it. Did I?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. No, we're
because
still
you
good.
resolved it first.
We're still good. Go to combat, beginning of combat, sacrifice creature.
Yeah. I will sacrifice Time Stream Navigator.
Which is going to tap this, gain me 3 life, and I draw a card. No other effects. Go to combat. Swing with the team, and you can't block because they've all got
You
flying.
already went to combat.
Oh well, sorry, declare attack is.
Says.
Swing it with everything. They have flying, so you can't block. So you're going to take the damage.
Sure. Bam.
Second main phase, cast Curious Homunculus. Go to end step, delayed trigger on the Necromancer, sacrifice Clackbridge Troll. Trigger. Go.
Untap, upkeep.
In your upkeep. I'm going to activate Frostwind Invoker, and in response to the ability, I'm going to cast Think Twice for its flashback, drawing a card. That's going to exile and resolution. No other effects.
Draw. Main phase 1. Guile.
Yep.
Go to combat. Swing with 0/1 goats.
I'm going to block 2 of them with my creatures and take 1. Take 0, sorry.
Yep.
So 0 ones.
So these 2 die, right?
Yes, 2 of them will die.
And pass turn.
Right. Untap. Upkeep. That doesn't go on the stack because there's not 3 or more instances of sorceries. So we're just going to activate this, giving creature flying until end of turn. In response to that, I'm going to tap this to float a colourless mana. Go to draw step. Still in my draw, cast Forbidden Alchemy. I look at the top 4 cards of my library, put 1 of them into my hand and the rest into my graveyard. Put that into my hand and put an Eternal Witness, a Psychic Spiral, and a Dragon Mage into my graveyard. Goes to my graveyard. Go to main phase 1. Cast a Mist Hollow Griffin and a Soul Warden. Go to combat. Swing with everything, and they all have flying, so you can't block them.
Yeah, take all the damage.
All the damage. Second main, no effects. End step. Faster?
Sure.
I think so.
Untap, upkeep.
In your upkeep, unless you have effects.
No.
I'm going to cast Forbidden Alchemy for its flashback cost.
Yep.
Yeah, that to my graveyard. Put that into my hand. Those into my graveyard. Exiles on resolution.
Shouldn't you have responded to give all your creatures?
Oh, yep. GG. That's 1 point to me.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Fecundity? Sundity? I don't know how you say that.
Untap, upkeep, draw. It's still in my draw step. I cast Steam Augury, reveal the top 5 cards of my library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, puts that into my hand, and the other into the graveyard. Right. So you pick one for my hand, and the other goes to my graveyard.
You can have that one in your hand.
Okay, these go to the graveyard. These go to my hand. Move to main phase 1. Cast Clone Legion, targeting you. You have no creatures, so that resolves just fine. Cast Deadeye Navigator. No valid targets for the Soul Bond, so that ability is good. Cast Golem's Heart. Sega.
On tap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Planar Chaos. At the beginning of my upkeep, I flip a coin. If I lose the flip, I sacrifice this. Whenever a player plays a spell, that player flips a coin. If he or she loses the flip, counter that spell.
Fun.
Pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Draw step. Still in my draw step, I'm going to cast Chaos Warp, targeting Deadeye Navigator. Planar Chaos, trigger goes on the stack. I'm just going to roll a dice. Slightly bigger dice. We'll say odds it resolves, evens it counted.
Okay.
Evens it gets counted. Goes to the graveyard. Main phase 1, no effects. Combat. Declare attackers. Swing for 5.
Yep, take 5.
Out of combat main phase 2, no effects. End step, go.
Untap, upkeep. In my upkeep, I flip a coin. Odds it stays. Evens it goes. Odds it stays. So that happens. So untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Cast Clone Shell.
Trigger, Golem's Heart. Whenever a player casts an artifact, I gain 1 life. Gain life.
Nice. Also trigger, when I play this spell, I flip a coin. So, odds, it gets counted. Cool.
Nice.
That makes things easier. Pass turn. By the way, I think I've already lost.
Yeah.
Because I cast that, and then you did that, like resolved, put that trigger on the stack and resolved it before I even put that on the stack.
I did think of that, but I also feel like I just kind of rushed through it, so
Okay,
I'll let
fine.
you have that.
Cool.
Untap, upkeep, no effects. Draw. Main phase 1. Cast Spellgorger Barbarian. Trigger. Odds it resolves. It resolves. ETB, they're gonna pair. Once they're paired, I'm then gonna activate the exile effect. In response, I'm gonna activate this exile effect. So that'll happen first. This will happen when it leaves play, I draw a card. as part of the ability resolution, it comes back before this resolves. I think. Yeah. Draw a card. Still main phase 1. Cast Graveyard Marshal. Odds it resolves again. It resolves. ETB. Soul Bond. I can't activate the ability because there's no creatures in the graveyard. They combine. I'm going to activate it again. And then I'm going to... Because this has entered the battlefield this turn now, it's got Summoning Sickness. So it can't attack. So I'm going to say go.
So with the Soul Bond, you only need to do that the first time the creature enters.
Yeah, so
You
it'll be
only have to do it
once
a
per
turn.
creature, yeah.
Okay. So untap, upkeep, odds it stays.
In response to the trigger,
Okay.
I'm going to activate this, bouncing it. In response to that, I'm going to activate this, bouncing it. So that exiles, comes back, Soul Bond. I'm going to Soul Bond it to that. Again. Then this resolves. Comes back in, I'm going to Soul Bond it to that.
Okay. So I said odds it stays.
Yeah.
Evens it goes.
Thank goodness.
Yay! Okay.
I haven't played with Deadeye
So
Navigator
upkeep,
in this deck yet. It's such a nightmare.
draw. Main phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
Memorial to War enters tax.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Okay, untap, upkeep, activate Graveyard Marshal's ability of Blink. In response, activate Deadeye. Deadeye resolves. Trigger Soul Bond. Graveyard resolves. Trigger Soul Bond. Draw for turn. Main phase 1. Cast Trash for Treasure. As an additional cost, I'm going to sacrifice an artifact, and I'm going to be targeting Kite Sail. So this is part of the cost, so I'm going to sacrifice it first, and then on resolution, Kite Sail comes back. Still main phase 1. We're going to equip Kite Sail to Deadeye. Go to combat. These enter the battlefield this turn technically because of Blink, so declare attackers. I'm going to swing with the Spellgorger Barbarian.
Yeah.
Damage, 3 damage, yeah. Second main, no effects. End step, go.
Untap. Upkeep. Can I use the ability without a valid target?
No, you can't.
Okay, cool. Draw.
You can still use the tap ability there.
Oh no!
Oh my word. Flipping Deadeye Navigator. Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. Cast Epic Experiment. X is 5. So I exile the top 5 cards of my library. For each instant and sorcery card with CMC 5 or less among them, I can cast them for free, and then put all cards exiled this way that weren't cast into my graveyard. 2, 3, 4, 5. No instants or sorceries. Now what I'm wondering is you exile them. So this won't trigger Narcomoeba, I don't think, because it's coming from a different place. It's coming from exile, not from the library.
Yeah.
Cool. That resolves. These go into the graveyard.
So they get exiled, then put in the graveyard.
Yeah, so everything that I don't cast gets put into the graveyard. Also, main phase 1, I'm going to activate Dread Wanderer. I can only activate it as a sorcery, and only if I have one of your cards in hand, so I return it from the graveyard to the battlefield, and it enters the battlefield tapped. Last turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Main phase 1. I'll cast Magma Phoenix. Pass turn.
Okay, untap, upkeep, no effects, draw for turn. Still in draw, I'm going to cast Desperate Ravings to draw 2 and then discard a card at random. So I draw 2. Would you like to pick a card? Shimmer goes into graveyard. Main phase 1. Howling Mine. Go to combat. Declare attacks.
Yep, I will block.
Damage, this dies. Second main. Activate Dread Wanderer. Turn of the battlefield tapped. Pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw 2.
Before your draw, I'm going to cast Desperate Ravings for flashback. So I draw 2 and then discard at random again. 1, 2. Please. Nice, so that goes to the graveyard, this goes to exile on resolution, and then Howling Mine trigger, and then draw for turn.
Yep. So I draw 2. Stalking Vengeance.
Nice, yep.
And then also Herald of Adventure.
Tasty. Right, sorry about that. I played Howltooth Hollow, hiding a card, Aid from the Cowl, and Kai's Ghost Form, and we're about to go to declare attacks, which I'm going to go now. So, swing in for 2.
Go to blocks, declare Herald of Adventure.
Yeah, so they trade, and when this dies, Kai's Ghost Form goes to the graveyard, this comes back to the battlefield.
And I've also got a trigger. When another creature I control dies, it deals damage equal to its power to target player.
So yours will resolve first, I believe, because mine will go on the stack, then yours will go on the stack, because active player, non-active player.
Yeah, I'm going to deal it to myself for fun.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Kai's Ghost Form trigger resolves, Dead Wanderer returns tapped because of his ability. So main phase 2, no effects. End step, Aid from the Cowl trigger. So it's a permanent left my battlefield this turn. I reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it into the battlefield, otherwise you may put it on the bottom of your library. If it is not a permanent, I am going to leave it on top.
Untap, upkeep, draw from Howling Mine, draw. Main phase 1, I will play 4C, to scry 4, then draw 2 cards. Then play an island, tap it for mana. Cast only of Wild Places.
Yep.
Cast Forebear's Blade. Then equip Forebear's Blade to Magma Phoenix.
Nice.
Go to combat. Swing, swing, swing.
Does Forebear's Blade give a vigilance, yeah?
Yep.
Right, no blockers.
Cool.
We're going to take lots of damage.
Yep.
14. Cool.
Then
Right. Untap. Upkeep. You've got no cards in hand, do you?
No.
So I'm going to play the card that's exiled under here, because neither of us have cards in hand, so I'm going to play Jorien. Draw step, draw for Howling Mine, and then draw for turn. Okay. We're going to cast Quest for the Holy Relic. Jorien, no, because I didn't cast that. I only played it. So I believe that doesn't trigger, right?
Did it say you can play it?
Yeah. Oh, so you do cast it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So draw your end trigger. So I draw. This is still on the stack. Okay, main phase. Still, this resolves, sorry. Whenever I cast a creature spell. Yep, cool. I'm going to play a Halimar Depths, enters tapped. Look at the top 3 cards of my library and put them back in any order. Doesn't really matter, because I'm then going to cast Unexpected Results. Can't be bothered to shuffle the whole deck, so I'm just going to shuffle the top half. This could be really bad if I get a land on top. Land comes into play, Unexpected Results comes back into my hand. Tap for land. I already cast this turn now, so I don't have to cast it again. Combat. Declare attacks.
Go to block. I will block Dread Wanderer with Magma Phoenix.
Cool, so damage, this dies, this doesn't. Delayed trigger from Maid of Cowl. It's not actually a delayed trigger. I can't activate that. Oh no, I can in my next main phase. So combat's done with, you take 2. Second main, return Dread Wanderer to the battlefield tapped. End step, aid from the Cowl trigger. Any other effects?
No.
Reveal, it's permanent. Put it onto the battlefield, that doesn't trigger anything because it is just putting it, it's not casting it. Go.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. Untap. Upkeep. Tap. Well, this triggers. So
Yep.
I return this to my hand. But in response to the trigger, I'm gonna tap Island for mana.
Yeah. Nice. I have no effects.
Cool. Then Howling Mine. Go to draw Howling Mine. Normal draw. I just realised if I got an instant, that would be dangerous. Then go to main phase 1. Gonna move Forebear's Blade to Oni.
Yep.
Wild places. Then I will play Stalking Vengeance. I will play Gravecrawler. And then I will play Quarian Druid.
Nice.
Dryad. Go to combat. Swing, swing, swing.
I'm gonna block Silas Wren into Stalking Vengeance.
Yep.
I'm gonna take 9. Silas Wren will die, Stalking Vengeance will die.
Yep, and I get a trigger. Oh wait, no I don't. It's another. Cool. I don't get a trigger.
Sweet.
Cast.
This is just on my turn, so no effects there. Untap. Upkeep. Because they're mana abilities, I don't respond to them specifically, so float, and then float, and then float. Draw step, Howling Mine. Draw for turn. Main phase 1. Cast Unexpected Results. Cast Dragonlair Spider. this resolves, trigger. We're going to put this on the stack first and then Jorien. So Jorien will resolve, so I draw. And then creature spell, quest counter. And then this comes in. Cast Sphinx of Magosai. Flying 6/6, 3, draw a card and put a counter. I'm then going to activate that ability, drawing a card.
You missed the quest.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. GG.
Good game.
Oh man.
Wow, what a series of games there. Losing game 1 to Frostwind the Invoker honestly didn't surprise me. Any sort of repeatable activate ability where you have to activate in both turns and in response to things always just catches me out. Game 2, Chris losing to Memorial to War. Again, I was toying with the idea of not putting in lands when I made this deck, but actually it's turned out having to remember to just do the simple thing, and the fact that it's got 2 abilities as well. Oh, just so tricky. And then the third game, me losing to Quest for the Holy Relic as well. Those kind of abilities that trigger on very specific things, you just get into such like motions of triggering them, and then they just slip your mind, and it's so easy to do. So easy to do. Before you comment about us losing in specific points, as a reminder, quick 2 things. One is that you don't actually lose the game until your opponent calls you out on it, or you do yourself. And 2, we're not judges. We're just Magic the Gathering players that know a fair bit about the rules, but not everything. And one of my favourite things about this format is that it's not really about trying to win, it's about learning the rules of the game better and just learning how to sequence stuff properly and stuff like that. So it's all a learning experience. It's great fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed the slightly different format today. I definitely did, and I'm definitely going to be putting out more Judges Tower videos, so do stick around for that. Once again, if you want to see the deck list or the expanded rule set of the format, then please check out the description. If you're interested in Pauper Commander, please check out my other videos, and please stick around for the next one coming. Thanks guys, bye.